So I'm taking my hat off for this review because my cat is attacking my hat, actually. Oh, God. Because this other film doesn't deserve a hat. I was looking forward to this film so much, and I really didn't like it. Because I've liked Sebastián Lelio's last two films. Fantastic Woman obviously won Best Foreign Language Film, and Gloria was a fantastic film from a few years back that I feel like nobody saw. So this was, I believe, his like English language debut. It's called Disobedience. It's based on a novel by Cat. Nope. Sorry, my cat. What my cat just did to my hat? Cats. Anyways, based on a novel by Naomi Alderman, and the screenplay was written by Rebecca Linkowitz and Sebastián Lelio, and it's about a woman who returns home to London after her father, who was a rabbi, dies. She returns to her basically adopted brother kind of household. He's played by Alessandro Nivola, one of my favorite actors. And the woman is played by Rachel Weisz. And I gotta move this hat. God dang it, cat. Jesus. Shoot, now it's on the floor. Okay. We'll deal with that later. Cats are crazy. Okay. So she returns home because her father has died. Her kind of adopted brother, somewhat, sort of, is about to take over. He was not expecting her to come to this funeral. They are from what's it called? Orthodox Jewish community, and he is now married to their one-time best friend, played by Rachel McAdams, who you know from the trailers / the way they're looking at each other. They used to be in love. Rachel Weisz, Rachel McAdams, and the film basically follows what happens when they get back into each other's lives. You also get a bit about, oh my God, this review's a disaster. You get a bit about, what is this cat doing? Look at her. Okay, you get a bit about faith. All three of these characters are struggling with their faith and with the community in which they were born, and all three of them are struggling with how that community has dictated who they can be, both in terms of their career for Rachel Weisz, and their sexuality for Rachel McAdams. And I kept wanting to really like this movie. I think the performances are pretty good. It's hard to get a bad performance out of these three actors, but it all felt a little stagey. They made much ado about this, like, lesbian sex scene without, the male gaze or whatever, but there's a way to make a sex scene that's not male gazy, but it's not boring. And they get a hotel room, and then they don't get naked, and I'm like, at the very least, if they're not going to show them naked, they could cut to them being naked, like wrapped in sheets. That's still terrible. Recently I saw James Ivory talking, and he talked about how he likes to have nudity in his films, not because he wants to be racy, but because that's natural and that's how people are. And I was like, whoa, because I never really thought about it that way. But now I'm like, I want nudity in all my sex scenes. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point? It doesn't have to be pornographic. There's plenty of nude sex scenes that aren't pornographic. There's plenty of lesbian sex scenes that aren't pornographic, and there's ways to do it, and it's just so frustrating. So I felt like the film had 3 or 4 different things it was trying to comment on, and it never fully decided which one was the most important theme, and so none of them were developed well enough, nor will any of the characters develop well enough. And then on top of it, you get this boring sex scene, and then to top all of that off, this becomes yet another tragic, sad queer romance, and I'm just so fucking sick of tragic, sad queer romances. I'm sick of it. And then I'm sick of them all being made by straight people, and so there I'm at. That's what you get with this film. That said, I really liked Alessandro Nivola in it. He's always good. He doesn't really have to say anything. He's got really expressive eyes. But I was very disappointed in this film, and I felt like there were ways to comment on these things in a more powerful way that I don't think were there. I don't think they established the community well enough. I don't think there were enough scenes with the other community members to really understand the weight of what happened to them, to get them to where they are 20 years later. I don't think there was enough establishing the three friends. I just feel like it was undercooked all the way around. Um, and then the most disappointing of sex scenes. So there you have it. This is Disobedience. I was disappointed.